QSR companies could face margin growth pressure, according to channel checks by PhillipCapital. Let's take it across to my colleague Somit, who has those details. Somit?
Well, the channel check done by PhillipCapital is suggesting that the same-store sales growth for all QSR companies except for Westlife is expected to remain weak in the third quarter of FY23, and this is despite the fact that in the third quarter the sporting season was heavy because there was football and cricket World Cup, and also given the fact that the price hikes taken in the last 12 months were fully absorbed. But despite this, the same-store sales growth for brands like KFC, Barbeque Nation, Pizza Hut and Domino's is expected to be in the range of around -2% to +2%. But for Westlife, it is expected to be +15%. Now, Westlife is the McDonald's franchisee for the South and the West region, and the SSGs are expected to be higher on the back of their product portfolio expansion and their omni-channel capabilities. When it comes to the gross margins are expected to remain weak because the prices of raw materials had spiked on a YOY basis, like skimmed milk powder, liquid milk. Wheat prices were higher by around 30%, while Brent Crude was higher around 13% on a YOY basis. However, again, Westlife could remain an exception on this front also, because channel checks are suggesting that the contribution coming in from the high margin products is much higher in the third quarter of FY23. High margin products like the McCafe of Westlife Development. Now, because of this weak same-store sales growth and gross margins, and this coupled with these accelerated store expansion, the EBITDA margins are also expected to remain weak for most of the QSR companies in the third quarter. Now, the brokerage has also pointed out reasons why the same-store sales growth could be weak in the third quarter. And to start off with, firstly, it's the reduction in the new job creation, specifically from the IT sector. Also, there were a lot of layoffs coming in from startups. Along with this, a sharp increase in home mortgage rates. Now, in the past 1 year, we have seen an increase in rates by around 150 to 200 basis points, which has led to reduction in consumer discretionary spend. And lastly, it's the easing of COVID-led pent-up demand. And these three are the major reasons why the same-store sales growth for most of the QSR companies are expected to remain weak in the third quarter of FY23.